Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know, guys. I want to register for the backend development program where I can register it. Okay, no issues. See, shirt today also. See, this is my favorite shirt. How can I say no to Team India? Okay, so this is literally my favorite T-shirt that I have. I usually don't buy a lot of clothes. I don't know why. From my childhood itself, it has been a policy of mine not to buy a lot of clothes, and because me and my father have the same body type, like a dad bod itself. So I just borrow his clothes most of the time. So this is one of my favorite purchases that I made. I don't follow cricket a lot, but yeah, the Desh Bhakt in me always supports the team Indian team at any particular point of time, right? Uh, Team India and he Team Bharat. Okay, so that is a new development that I didn't knew about. My GK is also not that great as of this particular point of time. Okay, no issues in that. Okay, leaving the topic aside, guys, can we do a quick revision right now about what we have studied in our previous class, guys? Can we do a quick revision about what we have studied in our previous class, guys? Please let me know. Can you guys please do a quick revision about what we have studied in our previous class? We learned about classes, we learned about IDs, we learned about viewport, we learned about VW and VS, viewport height, viewport width. We learned about percentages. That's really great. A little bit about pixels as well. The relative unit of measurements we covered in our previous class. Okay, good, good. सर आप कैरेबिनाटी की तरह दिखते हो या many people have told me that I look like a fat Carabinati, so nice. Okay, I will try to reduce my weight a little bit, but it's not going to happen very soon. Okay. Okay, so that is what we have learned in our previous class. So today onwards, let's stop with CSS. Some of the basic stuff we have already learned. We'll continue with JavaScript. The advanced concepts of CSS, whatever is there, I will cover up with the project because the project is going to take us 2 to 3 days. Okay, the project is very big, so it is going to take us 2 3 days complete the project. So I will make sure that whatever advanced concepts CSS is there, I will teach you guys while doing the project itself. Audio is not clear. Is that a problem with everybody or just with some of the people? Can somebody let me know? Because from my end, the audio feels to be very clear. There isn't any issues with anything right over here. I don't know why you guys are saying that the audio is not clear, but from my end, it looks pretty clear to me. Okay, voice is breaking, voice is lagging, some breaks are there. Okay, let me just check what is the issue. Okay, give me a second. Let's check what is the issue. Nevertheless, it will take me 2 minutes to verify the same. Okay, I'm going to mute myself for 2 minutes, guys, so that I'm able to see if there is any issues with the audio. Give me a second, guys. I'm muting myself for 2 minutes. You will not be able to hear my audio, guys. So, yeah, this is absolutely the bad carriage. So, okay, I'm trying to reduce my weight a little bit, but it's not going to happen very soon. Okay. Okay, so that is what we have learned in our previous class. So today, okay, so I was able to see that there is some issues with the audio. Let me just check what I can do for the same. Uh, Okay, I think so. Now the audio should be all right. There shouldn't be any issues with the audio as of this particular point of time. I hope so. I hope so that there is no issues with the audio right now and the audio is perfect right now, guys. Please let me know. Is it clear right now for everybody present in the class, or is there some issues right now as well? So I think so the software was making the issues right over there, guys. So nevertheless, I've solved the issue. I don't know how, but yeah, it has been solved. Okay, so let's continue with our class from today onwards, guys. Today we'll start off with a little bit of JavaScript. Now please try to understand it. JavaScript is usually used in the front end of the websites to make sure that your website is very interactive. For example, when you go to netflix.com and you hover over a particular item itself, it basically grows, it shows you a trailer, some extra information right over there, and we will have to implement that as well. And implementing that, it will require a little bit of CSS and a little bit of JavaScript right over there. That is the reason why we are learning JavaScript in this particular boot camp. Are you guys able to understand why we are learning JavaScript, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand that what is the reason behind learning JavaScript, guys? Please let me know. Okay, so let's get started with it, guys. Let me share my screen. Otherwise, like every day, I will forget to share my screen and then you guys will be screaming on top of your voices. So we are not able to see the screen itself. So let me share that first. Okay. So I hope so that you will be able to see my screen as well. Now, JavaScript will take us I think so just a day or two itself to understand. It is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Now please try to understand it. Although HTML and CSS are a type of languages itself, they are not exactly a programming language. Okay. You cannot program anything using that. JavaScript is a proper programming language that is created. Now, like I said, in the early times itself, the websites were not very functional. You cannot add animations to your website. You cannot make the website interactive. And there was no language that was lightweight that it could have run into your edge devices. That is, for your example, in your mobile phone itself, a language could have run. That is the reason why JavaScript was created. Now, the person who created JavaScript, I think so, what was the name of that person? I forgot the name of the person. I think so it was Eric. I'm not very sure of it. If somebody can Google it off for me, it will be very great. So somebody created JavaScript. Now JavaScript is actually a very big programming language. Learning it in 1 or 2 days is literally a joke, but we need to learn it quite fast with the basics so that we are able to go to a project itself. Okay, now try to understand this, guys, that initially when JavaScript was created, it was actually created in less than Brendan Eich, right? Brendan Eich was the particular person who created JavaScript, and the best part is he created JavaScript in less than 10 days. This awesome programming language, like which 100% of the entire internet is based upon this particular language itself, was created in less than 10 days. The earliest name of JavaScript, the original name of JavaScript was LiveScript. It was not named as JavaScript, guys. It was originally named as LiveScript. But 25 years ago, when JavaScript was created, the most famous programming language at that particular point of time was Java. Everybody all over the world used Java 25 years ago. Right now, Java is like the 5th or 6th most important programming language. Like it is not, it is no longer relevant as well. Very few companies are using Java as of this particular point of time, and Java developers are very underpaid as well right now. But 25 years ago, it was the #1 programming language. Everybody used to use Java at that point of time. So just as a marketing tactic, so that more and more people are using Java, LiveScript was renamed as JavaScript, so that people can confuse that there is some relationship between Java and JavaScript, and they start adopting JavaScript as well. Again, there is no relation between Java and JavaScript. They are as similar to each other as apple and pineapple are. Both apple and pineapple are fruits, but there is no relationship between the two except the spelling APPLE. In a similar manner, there is no relationship between Java and JavaScript as well. Now this marketing tactic works so brilliantly that right now the world's number one programming language is JavaScript. The world's number two programming language is Python, and Java has fallen down to fifth or sixth position. So yeah, the marketing tactic actually worked pretty well itself. Okay, so right now let's learn the world's most important programming language, that is Java script. Okay, and it is going to be super easy for you guys. You don't have to worry about that. So what we are going to do is we are going to open again Replit itself. Okay, so we'll just open up replit.com. Once again, the same platform that we have been using up till this point of time. Inside of that, we are going to create a new REPL. Okay, we are going to create a new REPL right over there. And we are going to select Node.js. Okay, we are going to select Node.js right over here, guys. Okay, instead of choosing HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we are right now just wanting to study JavaScript itself. So we are going to select Node.js and we're going to create our REPL. Now, please try to understand this, guys. Why did we select Node.js and all this? If you are continuing with us in the next bootcamp, that is the backend web development bootcamp, that is going to start from the 13th of September. We are going to learn what is Node.js, why is it important. So you will have to go there to understand this particular topic. But nevertheless, think about it as just that we want to learn a little bit of JavaScript. So we have to create this particular template. Okay. So let's get started with this, guys. We have selected this, the files are available, the console is available right over here. So again, just like your .html file, .css file, this is a .js file, guys. Now inside of this file, of course, you are going to write JavaScript code inside of it. Now there are two places that you need to understand. The first is this particular file where you are going to actually write your code, and the second particular place is your console. This is where you are going to see the output to whatever code that you are writing. Okay, think about it as the answer to your questions. So you type in your questions, you type in your statements inside of this particular file index.js, and whatever the output is, whatever the answer is, will be shown inside of this console. Now, whenever you start learning any programming language, just like in India, many of you guys will be able to agree and vouch for it as well, that we Indians find it very auspicious to eat curd and sugar before doing anything new. Before starting to do anything new itself, we eat curd and sugar. In a similar manner, we find it very auspicious to do that. In a similar manner for programmers as well, whenever we start learning a new programming language, we try to write hello world in that particular language. Here we want to write hello world using JavaScript. Now we know that whatever hello world we want to write, it will come inside of the console because that is the output. So console is the place where you want to show hello world right over there. Now what do you understand? Now everybody forget everything that you have learned about programming. Even if you have learned something, forget everything that you know about mathematics as well. Right now you only know one language, that is English. You don't know anything else. So what do you think is the meaning of the term LOG? Log in English, not in mathematics, not in programming. What is the meaning of the term LOG? That is log in normal English, guys. Can somebody let me know? Can somebody let me know what is the meaning of the term LOG? Log in normal English, guys. So somebody is saying word, somebody is saying to store, somebody is saying tree, somebody is saying collection of records. Dictionary, data entry, okay, to record something, good, a piece of word, okay. So now what do you understand by this? If I'm saying that I'm logging you in, I'm logging you out, whatever is happening, I'm logging it down right now. Log also means to record something, to write down something, okay. In a similar manner, right over here, I want to log the word hello world inside of the console. I want to record the term hello world inside of the console. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say in JavaScript that okay, console dot log, I want to record something inside of my console. What do I want to record? Hello world. I want to record hello world inside of my console, and then semicolon at the end. Now I think so I've already told you the meaning of the term syntax. Do you guys remember what is the meaning of the term syntax? Do you guys remember what is the meaning of the term syntax? I am very sure that I've already told you guys about it. I'm very sure that I've already told you guys about it. What is the meaning of the term syntax, guys? Grammar, right? Grammar of code is called as syntax, right? Just like in English you are having grammar, similar to that inside of coding you are having syntax. Okay, so this semicolon is like the full stop of your programming language. The semicolon is like the full stop, that this is where this particular programming line basically ends. Okay, so right over here I have said, okay, console.log, record something inside of my console. Now what to record? Hello world, and then full stop, that is your semicolon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, and I'm going to click on this play button. On the top green color button you will be able to observe. You can just click on that, and as you're able to see inside of the console, you are getting hello world printed out. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this? Hello world is getting printed out inside of a console. Now this is the most basic thing that you do in any programming language out there. Now around you, every single time you will be able to see different kind of data that exists. For example, numbers, decimal numbers, then you are having your text, you are having your true and false values, and so on and so forth. So in every single programming language, all these different types of data that exist all around you have been divided into different data types. Now, I know many of you guys might have studied another programming language before coming to this bootcamp, but please remember this, every single programming language has its own set of like discrimination or division between data types. Okay, it is not as if that, okay, whatever data types I've learned in Python, in all the programming languages the same data types will exist. Every single language has its own set of data types that exist around it. You need to always remember that, guys. So let us look at it from the perspective of JavaScript, guys. Now to check any kind of to check what is the data type of a particular object inside of JavaScript, you are having the type of function. Okay, you are having the type of function, guys. So whatever object you want to check the data type of, you can just enter that within these brackets, and JavaScript will let you know what is the data type of that object. Now of course we want to print the outcome, we want to see the outcome inside of the console. So what we're going to do is we are going to encapsulate the output of this type of function inside of a console.log. That whatever is the type of this object, print it inside of my console. Whatever is the type of this object, print it inside of the console. So right over here, guys, if I want to type, for example, what is the type of hello world? Okay, what is the type of this object hello world? If I save this and I run this, as you're able to see inside of a console you're getting string. That the data type of this particular object, that is hello world, is string. That is the first data type that we need to know about. The second particular data type that we are going to go to look towards is integers, guys. Okay, means in JavaScript it is called as numbers. So let's enter any kind of whole number itself, 56. What is the data type of 56, guys? If we save this, if we run this, as you're able to see, we are getting number as the output. That the data type of 56 is basically numbers. Okay, in a similar manner, what about 56.78? It's a decimal number, right? This is a decimal number right over here. So what about 56.78, guys? So if we save this, if we run this, as you're able to see, it is still called as number. The data type does not change. Usually in many of the programming languages there will be two different data types, but in JavaScript it is the same data type, whether it be positive numbers or negative values as well. Minus 56.78, minus 56.78, guys, that will also be termed as number. Like I said, in JavaScript, it is not similar to the other programming languages. Every programming language has its own set of data types. I know many of you guys who have studied other programming languages are writing float, but you are absolutely wrong. You can't be like more wrong than that, because in JavaScript, whole numbers, negative numbers, positive numbers, integers, decimal values, negative decimal values, everything is termed as number inside of JavaScript, guys. Okay. The next particular thing that is there is true and false values. So true and false, anything can be true or false. There's no middle ground between that, right? So true and false values are also called as Boolean values. Okay, are also called as Boolean values. So please do remember, JavaScript is a case sensitive language that is there. What does that mean? That basically means that a capital T and a small t are two different things for JavaScript. It is not the same thing. So JavaScript is a case sensitive like language, just like many other programming languages as well. So if you are writing capital T right over here, it won't work. If you are writing capital T right over here, it won't work, because according to JavaScript, there is nothing called as capital true. It is only small t true that exists. Similar to that, it is small f false that exists inside of the Boolean values. Okay, these are some of the things I wanted you guys to know. The next thing is called as variables. Okay, so many of you guys must have studied mathematics at any particular point of time. In maths, you guys had variables that existed, right? The x, the value, find the value of x, find the value of y. If y is equals to 7, x is equals to the x plus y is equals to 8, what is the value of x? That will be 1. So all these variables, the concept of variables used to exist inside of mathematics, right? In a similar manner, inside of your programming languages as well, the concept of variables still do exist. Here the variables are used to store data within it. Okay, so for example, if I want to like have a name, Shaurya Sinha, now instead of using that name again and again, wherever I want to use, I will have to type okay, quotation mark Shaurya Sinha or quotation mark enter, and then I'm using that value. I have to reuse the value, I have to still write Shaurya Sinha once again. It's a very lengthy process. So JavaScript basically told why to do that. Let's do one thing. Let's give him a nickname. Okay, whatever you like Carrie, we'll give him the name of Carrie. You like Fat Carrie, we'll give him the name of Fat Carrie itself. But you give him a nickname, and instead of using that name again and again, you use his nickname. It becomes very simple and very easy. Creating a variable inside or nicknaming any value inside of JavaScript is very simple. You first declare that you are creating a variable by writing var. I'm declaring that I'm creating a variable right over here, guys. That is the reason why I'm declaring var. Now I will put down the nicknames. Carry. Okay, var carry, that is the nickname that is there, is equals to what value does it contain? So it contains Shaurya Sinha. Okay, not Swinha, Sinha. Okay, and then semicolon at the end. This is how you can create a variable at any particular point of time. Now, if I want to reuse this particular value, I don't have to write Shaurya Sinha again. I can just write console.log and then name. Okay, sorry, not name, carry, 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 and that's it. So I'm reusing the value. I don't have to do anything as well. I don't have to write Shaurya Sinha once again. I can just reuse the value. I can save this, I can run this, and as you're able to see, Shaurya Sinha is getting printed on our screen. Are you guys able to understand this concept of variables, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay, one more thing, guys. Yesterday there were 2 attendances that were taken. Those who have missed one of those attendances have missed the entire attendance from yesterday's class. Okay, just to revise it off once again for you guys. Yesterday we took 2 attendances in yesterday's class. Anybody who has missed even one of those attendance has got 0 attendance for yesterday's class. Okay, so if you planned on filling up the first attendance then skipping out on the second, you have lost your first attendance as well. If you missed out on your first attendance and you filled the second attendance, you have again missed out on your second attendance. Again, the entire attendance for yesterday's class will be 0 for you. So for those who are very smart or overly smart, not attending the classes properly, just revising it for them. Yesterday there were 2 attendances taken. If you have missed out any one of those attendances, you have got 0 attendance in yesterday's class. Okay. Secondly, in the entire 7 days or 8 days, whatever the duration of the bootcamp will be, 1 day of missing attendance is fine. We take that into consideration. We'll still give you guys the certificates. But if you miss more than 2 days of attendance, even we will not be able to help you guys out with that. Okay, so just that I wanted you guys to know about it. Okay, so let's continue from right over there. Now that we have understood a little bit about variables, the point with variables is that you can change the variables. Variables are easily editable. They can be modified. For example, right over here, it's Shaurya Sinha. Or let's change this to carry is equals to just Shaurya. Okay, carry is equals to just Shaurya. I want to update it. I want my full name to be written right over there. So right now if I run this, as you're able to see, only Shaurya is getting printed out. Only Shaurya is getting printed out right over there. What about if I want to like change my name from Shaurya to Shaurya Sinha? I want to add something to it. Now if you do something like 5 plus 6, we know that the output will be 11, right guys? We know 5 plus 6 is 11, right guys? Everybody knows that. We have 5 plus 6, everybody knows it's 11, right? That is called as addition. But what about hello plus world? What about this? In this, there are no numbers right over there, right? It's not as if that, okay, it's 5 plus 6, the answer will be 11. This is called as concatenation. The answer for this will be that these 2 words will get attached into a single word, guys. Instead of having hello and world as 2 separate entities, a single string will be formed that will be hello world. For example, and this is called as concatenation. If I run this, as you are able to see, we are getting a single word printed out, that is hello world. You can do concatenation of as many strings as you want. For example, I will add a space as well right over here. So it is hello plus space plus world. So it will attach all the 3 strings together in the same manner to form a new string that will be hello space world. So if I run this, you will be able to see hello space world coming to your screen. Now the same thing I am going to do with carry as well. I am going to modify it. So what I am going to do right over here is I am going to do carry carry is equals to carry carry plus space Sinha. So what I'm doing right over here is that the original carry, I'm going to append, I'm going to concatenate Sinha at the end of it. Right now carry is just Shaurya. I'm going to append, I'm going to concatenate Sinha at the end of it. So I'm getting Shaurya Sinha, and then I'm saving that back as the new carry. And then I'm using it right over here. So if I run this, as you're able to see, we are getting, okay, I'm very sorry, what happened right over here? What mistake did I did? Okay, where is my, okay, why this happened? Shaurya is Shaurya. Okay, now it's fine. So as you're able to see, we are getting the entirety of Shaurya Sinha printed on our screen. Okay, we are getting the entirety of Shaurya Sinha printed on our screen, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. We're getting the entirety of Shaurya Sinha printed on our screen. So we are able to change, we are able to modify our original carry. Now this is not the most likely scenario or the most likely condition that you're going to be in. For example, let's assume pi. Okay, we are having var pi is equals to 3.14. Now can I change this value of pi to be 5.14, guys? Can I change this value of pi to be 5.14? Can somebody let me know? Can we change the value of pi to be 5.14, guys? No? Why no? Because according to variable, we have just seen that we can change the value of a variable at any particular point of time. But pi, the value of pi always remains a constant, always remains 3.14. It should never be able to change, should never be able to modify. But declaring it as a variable inside of JavaScript, we are nulling that. We can actually change it, we can actually modify it because it's a variable, it's no longer a constant, right? So we can do this right over here that okay, from today pi is equals to 5.14. We can easily change the value of pi. We can even modify the value of pi. Pi is equals to pi plus 2. We can modify the value of pi as well. But that shouldn't be the case. Pi is a constant, it should be declared as a constant. And that is the reason why, just like variable, other type of declaration also exists, that is called as const. That is called as const. So const pi is equals to 3.14. Okay, what does that mean? That right now, because pi has been declared as a constant, we cannot do pi is equals to 5.14. We cannot write pi is equals to pi plus 2. We cannot do that because now pi is a constant. It has been declared as a constant. We cannot change it, we cannot modify it, we can only use it. We cannot change it, we cannot modify it, we can only use it. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Great. The next thing that we need to understand is something called as functions. That is the most last thing that we are going to do today. Okay, do not worry, today is not going to be a very long class. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with our project, guys. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with our project. And the project is going to be very simple, very easy, very straightforward. You don't have to worry about it. Everything will be taught to you guys in the class. Whatever advanced topics comes up through your way, I will be teaching that as well. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. Everything else that we will be needing for our project, we'll be doing it within the project itself. So from tomorrow onwards, tomorrow is the first class for our project, guys. And we might have to extend the number of days of the bootcamp by one more day. Okay, by 1 or 2 more days we might have to extend because the project is going to be pretty huge and pretty lengthy as well. So that is what we have to do. Okay, so and whatever project that we will be developing in this particular bootcamp, we will be using it in our next bootcamp. So in the next bootcamp on backend web development, we will be directly utilizing this project to do something which will be pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but you guys will be enjoying it as well. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So right over here, guys, let us first take up the attendance for today's class. There might be 2 attendance, I don't know, there might be 1, there might be 2 attendances, so you will have to stay in the class to understand it. Then we'll continue with our functions itself. Okay, and then after that we will see what else we want to do, right? So right over here, let me create the attendance. And the attendance will be closed exactly at 8:53. Okay, the attendance will be closed exactly at 8:53. The attendance will be provided for 1 minute. After that, I will not be providing the attendance anymore. The attendance will be closed exactly at 8:53, guys. Okay, the attendance will be closed exactly at 8:53. We will be continuing with our class. We still have to learn about functions, right? We are going to continue with our class, guys. Here we are just giving you the first attendance for today's class. Again, there will be multiple attendances in today's class, guys. There will be multiple attendances in today's class. So please start filling up your attendance right now. The attendance will be closed exactly at 8:53, guys. I'll be providing the attendance for half a minute more, 30 more seconds. After that, I will not be providing the attendance anymore. Okay, there will be multiple attendance in today's class. If you miss out on any of the attendances, again you have 0 attendance for today's class. So please start filling up the attendance right now. I'll be providing the attendance for 10 more seconds. After that, I will not be providing the attendance anymore. Sahil, you will have to fill up your attendance to get your attendance. Writing present, sir, does not give you anything. Okay. So I provided you guys with the attendance. Please start filling up your attendance right now. After that, we will continue with our class, guys. We still have to learn a lot about functions and everything that we will have to complete today. And then from tomorrow, we'll be starting with our projects, guys. Okay. So why are you not using VS Code instead of REPL? Code with Suraj, I think so. You were not present in the first few days of the class. But not everybody has a laptop or a desktop, right? Most of the students have, but everybody has a smartphone. So I wanted everybody that is there within the class to be able to practice what I'm teaching, to be able to build the project that I'm doing, even though they don't have a computer or even though they don't have a laptop. That is the reason why we are using an online IDE like Replit, which everybody can use. And secondly, of course, because Replit automatically deploys your website, so you are able to share it with anybody. You can put it up inside of your resume as well. That is the reason why we are using Replit. Why not Code Sandbox? Because Code Sandbox sometimes does not work. That is the reason why I'm using Replit, because it becomes I have been able to see from very long period of time that Replit works extremely well. Okay, please explain const again. So pi is a constant, right? It can never change. Your name is a constant. It can never change. It should always remain the same. But when you are using var, like using programming, you can actually change it. So that is the reason why we declare it as a const. That okay, no matter what happens when you are coding, you will never be able to change it. You can directly just use it itself. That is the reason why we are using const. Explain the difference between Node.js and normal JavaScript. The difference between the two is the difference between a human and what do you call spacesuit. Okay, the difference between a human and a spacesuit. If you want to understand what is the difference between JavaScript and a particular Node.js, visit our next bootcamp that is going to start from the 13th of September, in which we are going to cover Node.js, Express, MongoDB in a lot of more depth. So there you will be able to understand it. Okay. We will be understanding while we'll be using inside of the project. It will be very easy for you to understand it right over there. Okay. How can we add two data instead of console.log? Just write console.log inside of brackets, just do 5 plus 6, it's the same. Okay. So I'm going to graduate. Should I go for masters or do a course on full stack and get a job? I will be suggesting do a course on full stack and get a job. What if we don't like, don't use colon, explain. Okay, very good question right over there. ABC, I loved your question for the very first time. So a very good question has been asked by ABC. I want everybody to focus upon this, guys. I said 8:52 or 8:53. I forgot when should I close the attendance. I'll just close the attendance. Everybody who has filled the attendance has been able to fill it up. Okay, so ABC has asked a very good question that I actually liked it a lot. Okay, so I want everybody to focus upon this question itself, guys. Okay, I want everybody to focus upon this question. So ABC has asked, what if we are not using semicolon? What do you guys think like will happen if we are not using semicolon, guys? Please let me know. What do you think will happen if we are not using semicolon, guys? Please let me know. Just I want your perspective. You can be right, you can be wrong, it's fine. Okay, I'm here to teach you guys. It's your job just to think about it. Somebody saying error will happen, somebody saying it will run, somebody saying syntax error will happen, the line won't end. Okay, termination will happen, nothing will happen. Okay, a lot of people are saying that it will get an error, that we are going to get an error at every point of time. So answer to this particular question is that nothing is going to happen. The answer to this particular question is that nothing is going to happen. Everything will remain the same. The code will also work in the same manner as well. No error will happen, nothing will happen, everything will remain the same. Your code will work absolutely fine. Let us try to do that. Let us go back. Let us just write console.log hello world. Okay, I'm not putting up a semicolon right over there, guys. No semicolon. I'm going to run this particular line of code. We are getting hello world on our screens. No issues is happening. But why is that? Why did we learn just right now that semicolons are important? We should put semicolons when you are using JavaScript. Whereas when we are using it, even if you don't put it, it's the absolute same. Now please try to understand this, that the compiler, that is the computer which understands and compiles down your JavaScript code into the machine language code, is very intelligent actually. Is pretty intelligent. So there's a compiler, there's a unit called as a compiler, which reads your JavaScript code and converts it into another language called as machine language. That is what your computer basically understands. Your computer does not understand this English. It only understands ones and zeros. So somebody has to convert this English language into ones and zeros, and that is what is done by the compiler. It is pretty decently intelligent. So even if you don't put a semicolon, the compiler understands that, puts that for you, and spits out the result for you. Okay, but it is never a good practice, because when you will be actually writing JavaScript code, you are not going to write just 1 or 2 lines of code. You're going to write thousands, even tens and thousands, even like lakhs of lines of code if you take up a very huge project inside of a company. Lakhs of lines of code. Now in that particular manner, if you are not putting up a semicolon, there is a very high probability that the compiler might not be able to understand where to put the semicolon and where not to, resulting in a lot of different kinds of error which you will not be able to understand and solve. So it is always a very good practice to put up a semicolon after every single line of JavaScript that you write. But even if you don't do that, normally it will definitely give you the result that you're hoping for. But just as a precautionary measure, I always tell all my students to always put a semicolon at the end. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Yes? Great. Awesome. Okay, guys. So the next thing that we have to do is take up functions, guys. Now, just like variables are a nickname to a particular value, right? Just like variables are a nickname to a particular value, in a similar manner, sometimes you have to repeat the code that you are using. Right now, I'm going to take up the second attendance right now itself, guys. The second attendance is going to be on your screen right now. It is going to close exactly at 9:02. It is going to close exactly at 9:02, guys. Start filling up the second attendance as well, guys. We are going to continue with our class after that. This is the second attendance, guys. The second attendance is going to close exactly at 9:02. Please start filling up your second attendance right now. Exactly at 9:02, your second attendance will be closed. Please start filling up your attendance right now. Exactly at 9:02, your second attendance will be closed. Okay, then we will be continuing with our class. Okay, I want to make sure people who are not attending the classes are not able to get these attendance. I'm not going to provide you guys the attendance any longer. More than enough, I have provided you guys the attendance in the live chat. At exactly 9:02, the attendance thing will be closed, and then we'll be continuing with our class. Please start filling up your attendance right now itself. Please start filling up your attendance right now itself, guys. Exactly at 9:02, the attendance will be closed, and we'll be continuing with our class, guys. Okay, this is the second attendance, not the first. The second attendance. Please start filling it up. Okay. So after that, we'll be starting to learn what are variables. Today, I want to make sure that everybody who is not attending the classes properly is not able to get their certificates. It's important for us to do that because you guys are coming to the classes every single day. You guys are learning right over here. Then why to give the certificates to people who don't want to attend the class? Okay. In Java, we cannot update string, but in JS, we can do, right? Absolutely, yes. Every single programming language has been made in a separate manner. So you cannot compare between programming languages. It's a very different programming language. Both are, the basis of both the programming languages are absolutely different. That is the reason why. Why do we use semicolon instead of dot? I don't know if Brendan Eric is live or not. You will have to ask him. He created JavaScript as a programming language. I didn't. So in most of the programming languages, you have semicolon to denote the end of a programming language itself. So is that dot mandatory? If you're asking console.log, then yes, the dot is mandatory. Then otherwise, how are you going to identify whether it is console log or console.log? They are two separate terms, right? Is it Shaurya Sinha or just Shaurya Sinha at once? So you will have to identify that. Okay. Why don't we use Git? For Git, we will be having another bootcamp on DevOps in the future where we'll be understanding Git, GitHub version controls as well. Okay. Silly questions should have silly answers, I feel. Learning full stack is worth than other skills. Yeah, even I changed my entire career from data science to full stack. So, yeah, I believe so. Full stack, data science, and cybersecurity are one of the three domains that I feel can never go out of demand. Can never be replaced, can never be out of demand as well. It is always going to be in demand. It is always going to like have a good amount of jobs as well as high paying jobs as well. Okay. What is anonymous functions in JavaScript? So when you create a function but you never have to reuse the function at any particular point of time, then you actually don't need to name that function. So that is the reason why they are called as anonymous functions. Online or offline classes, which are the best? If your father is Ambani Bambani and you have a lot of money to spend on unnecessary things, then I will say that offline classes. But if you want to save your money and actually believe in just studying properly, then online classes are the best. What is the use of JS in HTML? JS is not used in HTML. JS is used in web development to make your websites a little bit more interactive. Okay. So is there any course from your side on data science? So good news for you guys. We are going to pretty soon launch a new bootcamp on Python and machine learning. That is going to start, I think so, from 25th or 26th, I guess, of this month. So we are going to start with a new series on Python and machine learning, then a lot of different things as well on bootcamps on these topics. That is going to start from 26th, I guess. I'm not very sure about the date, but for this month itself, we have planned some data science bootcamps as well. So artificial intelligence and Python, machine learning and Python, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, a lot of different bootcamps we are going to conduct in the next few months itself. So I hope so that you guys will be enrolling in that and you guys will be enjoying these bootcamps as well, guys. That is my hope, and I definitely feel so that these bootcamps will be a little bit more productive for you guys. So okay, so 200 people were not able to fill their attendances. That means they were not present in the class on time. Okay, so we can continue from right over there. Okay, next thing that we have to do right over here is that we have to understand about functions. Now, just like variables are a nickname for a data or for a particular value itself, right? Sometimes what happens is you want to repeat a step of processes at various different times. Let's assume that you come to my house for drinking water. Okay, like you came to my house, you asked, can I get a glass of water? Or I came to your house and I asked, can I get a glass of water? Now you will say that, okay, get up from your seat, walk 10 meters in front of you, take a left, walk 10 meters in front of you, take a right. You will be able to see a particular water purifier. Pick up a glass, put it under that water purifier, click on the button, it will start pouring the water inside of the glass. Once the glass is full, drink that water, come back the exact same route and sit down right over there. Now, every single time that I ask, can I get a glass of water, will you be explaining me all these steps again and again? What do you think, guys? Again, like whenever I ask that, okay, can I get a glass of water, will you be explaining these steps again and again, guys? Please let me know. Will you be explaining these steps again and again? No, right? You will get fed up with it. So what do? You say that, okay, when you say I want a glass of water, this is the process that you have to follow. Every single time, these are the steps that you want to follow. Okay. So in a similar manner, inside of programming as well, sometimes there is a set of like steps that you want to do. But every single time you don't. So let's assume there are 4 lines of code right over there. Every single time you don't want to write those 4 lines of code again and again and again, because that does not make any sense, right? Every single time you want to do that, you are writing those 4 lines of code, or even you are copy pasting those 4 lines of code, your entire code becomes very big. Your entire code becomes very big, guys, and that is not something that you want to do. That is the reason why you have something that is called as functions. Think about functions as nicknames for a set of code. It is basically a nickname for a set of code, guys. That's it. It's as simple as that. nickname for a set of codes. Okay, so let us look at it right now. Let us create our very first variable, very first function itself. Creating a function is very simple. Just like a variable, you declare that you are creating a function. So funcTION function, you name it as greeting, greeting, then parenthesis, then you are having your curly braces. Now whatever code that you want this function greeting to contain, whatever code that you want this function greeting to contain, that goes inside of these curly braces. For example, this particular greeting function prints out console.log hi, welcome to DevTown. That's it. That is all that it does. Console.log hi, welcome to DevTown. That is the only job of this particular line of code. Now if I run this, nothing will happen. If I run this, nothing is going to happen. I'm not getting hi, welcome to DevTown printed on our screen, guys. Why is that happening right over there? Let's try to understand this. What is happening right now is that I'm telling you about Deadpool. That this is Deadpool. He has very unique set of abilities. If you dismember his arm or head as well, it will just grow back once again. He's a superhero. Anytime that you're stuck in a particular problem or you want any help, he will try to come and help you. He's very funny as well. So right over here, I've just told you about Deadpool. I've just defined what is Deadpool to you. But if you actually want Deadpool's help, if you actually want him to do all that I've told you, that these are the things that Deadpool can do, then you will have to call him. You will have to call him by his name, that Deadpool, please come and help me. And here as well, you have just declared what greeting can do. What are the different things that it can do? That is all that you have done right over there. If you want greeting to actually come and help you, then you will have to call greeting. And calling a function is very simple. Just write the name of the function, greeting, greeting, parenthesis, that's it. Greeting, parenthesis, and that's it. Now if you run this, you are able to see that hi, welcome to DevTown is getting printed on our screen. Because we are calling this function. And if I want to run this function once again, I don't have to write console.log hi, welcome again and again. I can just call greeting as many number of times, and that is the number of times that hi, welcome to DevTown will be printed on my screen. I don't have to write this code again and again at any particular point of time. I can just have to just call the function once again and it will do that for me. Now what if I want the function to be a little bit more customized? I want the function to be a little bit more customized right over there. So I want it to print out the name of the person that it is referring to as well. So here I am going to give a gift to my function. Here I am going to give a gift to my function itself. Now that gift is going to be the name of the person. Okay, I am going to give a gift to my function, that is the name of the person. Now this name can be used anywhere within the function itself. This gift that I have given to the function, I can use it anywhere within the function. For example, hi, and then I'm going to put up another semicolon right over here. Okay, what is happening there? Plus name plus. So right over here, guys, what I've done is that I've provided I'm doing a thing itself, that is concatenation, wherein whatever name that has been provided as a gift to my function, I'm going to concatenate it within the message that hi name, welcome to DevTown, to show a customized name itself. For example, in the first greeting message, I'm going to use the name Shaurya, and the second greeting message, I'm going to give it a name that is Piyu. That is my brother's name. So I'm going to give it a name Piyu itself right over here, Piu, and I'm going to save this. I'm going to run this. As you're able to see, now two custom messages will be coming to my screen. Okay, I need to give some space right over here so that it looks a little bit more beautiful. Okay, so hi Shaurya, welcome to DevTown, and hi Piyu, welcome to DevTown. Both the messages are now coming up to my screen right over here, guys. as you're able to see. Okay, so what is happening right over here is this is called as your parameter, the technical term for whatever goes within those brackets, whatever gift that you are actually giving the particular function to use is called as a parameter. And when you are actually calling the function, this is called as an attribute. When you're calling the function, this is called as an attribute, guys. Please do remember this. These are technical terms. You cannot change this. You cannot modify it. It always needs to be in your mind. Okay. That when you're declaring the function, when you're creating the function, when you're declaring the function, the technical term is declaring the function. It is called as a parameter. And when you're calling the function, it is called as an argument. Now, you can remember this by using this short abbreviation that I've created, DP and CA. Okay. DP, most of the guys will know about it, and CA, so that is a field of study itself. So DP and CA is how I usually remember it. That okay, when you are declaring a particular function, it is called as a parameter. When you are calling a function, it is called as an argument. Okay, so that is you can have as many number of parameters that you want, name and then address or age. Okay, hi name, welcome to DevTown, your age is, and so on and so age, and then you will have to put then your age right over here as well. Let's assume 25, and that is how you can continue doing this. So you always need to remember that when you are creating a function, that is called as declaring a function. When you are giving a gift to a function to use within the function itself, it cannot be used outside the function. This gift that you are giving it should be used within the function itself, and that is called as your parameter, DP. Now, when you're declaring a function, that is just the function declaration. You have just created a function. You have not told JavaScript to do anything with the function. If you actually want to do something with the function, that is called as calling the function right over here. So when you call a particular function, it will actually run those lines. When you're calling a function, the attributes associated with it, CA. Okay, you can have as many number of parameters, but the number of attributes should also be the same. Are you guys able to understand the concept of a function, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand the concept of a function, guys? Please do let me know. So why are we not telling the data type in the parameter? Because even when we created anything, we never used to tell the data type. JavaScript does not work like that. You never have to tell the data type of a particular object. Secondly, why are we not writing var? Because it is not a variable. Did I say that it is a variable? I said it is a parameter. Parameter and variables are very different from each other. They have no correlations within the same. Okay, it's not a variable that you are creating. It's a parameter that you are creating right over there. Then that is how it is being created. Okay. Okay, great. So I think so everybody has understood it, right? Okay, so the last attendance of today's class, guys. I'm not very dumb. I know what you guys try to do, and I'm never going to support it. So the last attendance of today's class, guys, 5C. I'm going to give you guys right now. You guys can fill up the attendance, and then the class is over. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with our class, guys. That is the project. So please be ready for the same. Right now, I'm going to provide you guys with the last attendance for today's class. Please start filling up the attendance right now. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to have the project that is going to come up, guys. Please be ready for the same. Revise everything before coming to tomorrow's class, guys. Revise everything before coming to tomorrow's class. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:17, guys. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:17. Please start filling up the attendance right now itself. At exactly 9:17, the attendance link will be closed. Okay, so I provided you guys with a lot of attendance. We'll meet in tomorrow's class. Project is going to happen in tomorrow's class. Do not forget about it, and we'll continue from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.